And it's more bite-sized news with LP writer and creator Nyobi. I am actually today joined by one Max DeVille, currently crowdfunding Human Hunters. Max, what's going on today, brother?
I'm just putting away the Halloween edition that everybody ordered up yesterday, and then continuing on.
Beautiful, beautiful. We'll leave a link here at the end of the video for that. But for now, we want to give you something to chew on and chew on this. Image Comics staffers form a union. Comic book workers unite. Now, just off the title alone, Max, what do you think?
I don't know. It depends on what their union is going to do. We'll see. I'm kind of worried.
Well, let's go ahead and read. This is from Bleeding Cool by Rich Johnson. Today, Comic Book Workers United announced themselves as a union. Made up of staffers working at Image Comics, they voted in a super majority, declared the formation of a union. In the statement, they declare, and I'll go ahead and read the statement here. For years, comic publishing workers have watched our professional efforts and support creators and delight readers. Sadly, we have also watched the same labor be taken for granted at best and exploited at worst. Keeping our heads above water was the new normal before the pandemic, and since its onset, we have been expected to take on even larger workloads with fewer resources. Our workforce and the comic book publishing industry as a whole is overtaxed and undervalued. That I can probably agree with. This is detrimental not only to the general staff but also to the creators we are paid to serve and the audiences they in turn work for to entertain. Our labor is integral to the comic book industry. It requires specialized skills, dedication, and makes quality publishing possible. What we love what we do, but loving what you do doesn't mean you can't or shouldn't ask for improvements to your working conditions. It is with this in mind and with the great hope of the future of Image Comics and the comic book industry itself that we announce our intent to form a union and request a voluntary recognition. This should not be a radical or revolutionary and is in fact a natural development for a company that started the way that Image Comics did. In the early stages of organizing, we looked to Image's founders for inspiration. Their dreams of self-determination and more equitable treatment in the industry they love and help make successful are also our dreams. We are honored to grow their legacy by taking a step to give all comic book industry professionals, regardless of title, the same rights, guarantees, security, and protections in which the founders sought when they broke away from the big two to start their own company. In fact, several months into our organizing efforts, Jim Valentino made a comment on social media celebrating union accomplishments. That was the moment we knew this could work. Despite years of union busting and anti-organization sentiments in the American workforce, we know that Image has, at its heart, a desire to be first when it comes to doing the right thing for comic book workers. That's why we know we will win, because our success is the company's success. Our success is the creator's success. Our success is the reader's success. And then we have an image here, no pun intended. I stand with Comic Book Workers United. So this statement was signed by Ryan Brewer, Lena Conter, Mark Elzick, Drew Fitzgerald, Melissa Guilford, Chloe Ramos, Teresa Ramos, John Schaffelman, and Erica Schnaz. And I don't think I'm pronouncing that right. And I'm sorry, Erica. They have also issued the following goals. They're asking for people to sign a statement of support, whether as an individual, firm, or group. And there are 7 statements here, Max. 7 statements. I'll go ahead and read
Seven
these.
rules to live by.
The 7 commandments, man.
Yep.
To foster a more competitive industry as a whole through salary and workload transparency for all existing proposed job titles. Employee industry-wide should know what they and their peers are working for and what they expect from future employment. Improve
They just,
staff. Oh, go ahead.
they just want to know what everybody's making.
It seems to be that way, but I mean, this is only halfway through demand number 1. So let me read all 7. Improve staff morale through annual staff and management reviews to assess performance, workload and whether there is a clear need to expand a department, craft a new role, or increase compensation for employees who have taken on a larger quantity or more complex suite of tasks. In other words, the more work you do, the more you should get paid. Makes sense. Number 2, the creation of a more transparent company culture through monthly all-hands meetings so that staff can better understand the both current and future priorities, responsibilities, and workloads of other departments. The increased retention through the implementation of detailed record keeping and procedure documentation for all tasks deemed essential to any given role. These documents include details and explicit descriptions and instructions for all expected job duties. Number 4, improve career mobility for all staff through stricter adherence to the company's stated intent to offer open positions up to qualified existing employees prior to opening them up into the public. Basically, hire from within.
Yeah, hire from the inside.
Yeah. The continuation of remote work for any employee who requests it, and the creation of a detailed policy outlining how the company provides reasonable accommodations and supplies for remote employees. The pandemic has removed the necessity for the company to pay for a central office space, utilities, etc., with employees in some cases now shouldering 100% of the cost that should be shared by the employer. Costs such as internet, power, furnishings, and other office supplies, computer hardware, and related maintenance costs to work from their own personal devices. The company must outline an equitable arrangement for sharing a reasonable percentage of these costs. I want to stop there. That one was number 5. If you are working from home, okay, does the company have a responsibility to pay your power bill? Should they be paying your internet bill? I mean, these would be bills that you would have to, take on regardless if you were working from home or not.
I don't think so. I don't think the company needs to pay for it unless they were forcing you to work remotely.
Right.
If they're forcing you, like, you have to work remotely, then maybe there needs to be some sort of like percentage of your internet bill paid, or maybe pay for the whole thing, but they could pay for like the slowest internet ever. I mean, I don't understand why no one would have the internet right now fast enough to be able to send documents back and forth.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, certain expenses I can see, but or maybe a little help here and there, but they're basically saying pay our bills,
Exactly. We should be able to stay at home and you should pay our bills.
That's it, man. Number 6, better overall product through the immediate addition of staff, particularly in production and marketing departments. Our creators, retailers, and readers can expect white glove attention for all the books we publish. Books that will go to press with fewer errors, fewer delays, and a more robust marketing presence due to a more strategic approach to staffing, a reasonable proportion of the actual quantity of output we generate. Number 7, and the last one, and this is where it gets interesting. A long-term actionable plan to address the overall lack of diversity, and this is what I knew this was all about.
Oh boy.
In both general staff and management. The authors, artists, and readers who bring comics to life have never been homogeneous. Is that the word? I can't homogeneous. I'm a genius, Max. And the stories we publish can only be improved by staffing our organization in a way more accurately reflects the demographics of our creators, our readership, and the nation as a whole. Renew commitment to company values through the addition of a collective voting option to all immediately cancel publication of any title whose creators have been found to have engaged in abuse, sexual assault, racism, xenophobia, homophobia, transphobia, anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, ableism, etc., until such time that said creators are engaged in meaningful reparations towards affected persons. That ruined it right there for me.
That is ridiculous. That is because that's not even, and because they don't mean like you went to court and the court found you guilty of ableism. They mean you're being ableist. You should have your book pulled and be fired. That's the cancellation fucking clause right there.
That is the cancellation clause. That's exactly what this is. This is like if there's even the slightest allegation against you, Doesn't matter where it comes from. Doesn't matter if the person is lying. Doesn't matter the context. They have this clause here now in their quote unquote union to legally vote you the fuck out.
And to be honest, Todd and all those guys, Liefeld, every one of them, they wouldn't start a union. They'd say, fuck you. They'd flip them the middle finger and they'd go make their own goddamn company. That's what they did.
This is so weird, man. I mean, I'm wondering what part of the Image founders have any say in this. You know, I mean, obviously Jim Valentino is somewhat aware of it, but I don't know if he's aware of it in the full and what this can mean. Because basically what this is saying is we here at Image Comics have gone woke. And not only have we gone woke, but if you do or say anything underneath our banner, we can cancel you at the drop of a hat.
Just makes it another company that I don't want to work for or work with, if they go through with it.
Bleeding Cool will be following the emergence of a new union. Something has definitely been lacking. Previous attempts have focused on freelance creators and have come up against U.S. anti-cartel laws. But representing comic book industry staff is a long overdue move. Now we see how everyone else reacts. This is going to be big news. I think that we really have jumped on something here in the sense of this is going to make the rounds. Every comic book channel for the next week at least is going to be talking about unions in comic books,
Oh yeah, because they'll see it in Image and they'll be like, "See, look, it can work, it can happen," and I don't know.
The minute I saw demand number 4 or 5 where they want their bills to be paid,
Yep.
I knew this was going to be a woke thing.
Yep.
I knew it was. And then when we got to 7, because all this is fluff, really, until you get to number 7. This whole union is about, commandment number 7 here, the 7th commandment.
Being able to cancel you because you did anything istrophobe that we find.
Yeah, it's not even that you did anything. It's that even if we think you did something, if it's
we don't even have to think. We just have to say it.
Yeah.
So they don't even have to really think that you're ableist or a transphobe. They just say, "Oh, you're transphobic," and bam, it's done.
I think that we're going to see this a lot with the far left, not only in comic books, but just as companies sort of evolve and they try and navigate, this public relations realm of social media, that you're going to see a lot of these, far leftists try and form unions with more demands like this so that they can basically assert control over the companies that they work for.
They're trying to. They're definitely trying to take over control of the company from a union thing, because they'll be like, "Well, we just quit working. We'll have an artist strike, and if you don't give us what we want, we'll have an artist strike, and then you won't have any comic books."
Well, I can tell you this: I will not be signing their support.
No,
I will not be taking part. I disagree with this full-heartedly.
I thought Image was a creator-owned place.
Well, it is in the sense of I can submit a book and I own the rights. But as a company, they don't have to publish my book. They can stop publishing my book. And Image has other people that work for them in the sense of in the distribution area, in the editorial area, in the marketing area, in the advertising, all that sort of stuff, right? It's not just, one guy sitting like Peter Simeti, you submit a comic book to him and he takes care of the rest. Image is a big machine now,
Yeah.
And so there's so many different working parts, of a corporation, of a company like that we probably don't even know about. That would be part of this union. It's not just creators. This would be from the secretary that answers the phone at the Image office, to the janitor that takes out the trash, to the guy that makes all the top decisions,
to Tim Pool.
Welcome, Phil. This has been your bite-sized news segment, though, giving you more to chew on. Let us know what you think about this. Let us know down in the comments section below. Like and share the video and subscribe to the channel. We'll be back for more bite-sized news real soon. Adios. Hey guys, thanks for watching the video, man. If you enjoyed that, please consider subscribing to the channel. Also, I just want to let you know about Nyobi appearing in Exciting Comics number 17, which comes out late this month, maybe early November. The Diamond Order Code, you give this to your local comic shop, they get you the book, is AUG211490. Get Nyobi's debut in the direct market today. Get Nyobi in Exciting Comics 17 to 20 from Antarctic Press. Let your comic shop know you want this book in your hands. We'll talk to you real soon. Peace.